Kensington Runestone is very much Minnesota's mystery. It is very controversial. It's probably the most controversial runestone in the world. People disagree about the inscription, about the weathering, about the language. So it's gone through phases of being real and a fraud. People get very impassioned about the history of the runestone. Either way, the runestone's an important artifact for our culture here in West Central Minnesota, just because of the impact that it's had on our area and our strong Scandinavian American heritage. So the Runestone Museum is a museum here in Alexandria, Minnesota, and we have the world famous Kensington Runestone. And that's how we got our namesake as a museum, and that's what started this museum.
Claire's ability in narration makes her diary a significant contribution.
So the museum first started in 1958 with the Kensington Runestone as its first artifact, but it's really a regional history and heritage museum. By the 1970s, they added on 9 historic buildings, and we do have a replica Snorri boat, which is a merchant ship. It's 3/4 size. That originally was built by the Smithsonian Institute and was part of a traveling exhibit. And we also have a newer fairing boat, which is a replica of a famous fairing boat in Oslo, Norway, in the Ship Museum. So we do have a great Native American exhibit, a great Minnesota wildlife exhibit, and a homesteading exhibit, in addition to our Middle Age and Nordic exhibit. Olof Öhman discovered the runestone in 1898 near his homestead near Kensington, Minnesota. While he was clearing land, he found it in the roots of an aspen or poplar tree. He didn't know right away what it was, and then they discovered that there was writing on it, and it turned out to be runic writing on it. Hence, that's why it's called a runestone. A runestone is literally just a stone with runic writing on it. So the Kensington Runestone basically talks about a expedition that came here to this area in the 1300s, and that they fought with Native Americans and died. So the Kensington Runestone is a tribute to those men and their expedition, which a lot of runestones are.
It was a message board. That's all it was. It was carved to tell people at a later time coming through that area, this is what happened with our group. My name's Janey Westin. I am a stone letter carver, a stone sculptor, and a calligrapher. Well, I came up today to demonstrate how carving is done in stone or runes. It's the same technique of tap, 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 tap. This is the type of chisel that I use, a flat, straight-edged chisel. And this shape of chisel is what has been used for thousands and thousands of years for carving letters. It's basic, no need to change, tried and true. This shape of a hammer is the same design as you would have found in 1362. I like to use a mallet, and the weight is a little bit different. It hits differently. Okay, when I'm gonna carve something, I will first draw it out on the stone. Let's say I'm gonna do just a simple letter I. Nothing fancy, very basic. I'm going to use the corner of my chisel to get a grip into the stone here. And my goal is to make a V cut, making a V cut valley. Back in 2001, my father, who is an adjunct professor affiliated with the Earth Sciences Department at the University of Minnesota, and me being a letter carver, we were invited by the Runestone board to examine the actual Kensington Runestone. After 4.5 hours with a good light and a microscope, we had to conclude it had to be authentic. Okay, once I've got a little bit of a track down the middle, then I can start to go in and shape out the sides of my cut. What convinced me that it had to be authentic? Well, what we could see for the 1362 exposed area was about as much weathering as we would have expected for something 500-600 years old. That told us it had to be authentic. You can't fake that. Okay, so there you go. There's a nice letter I. Now there's a reason why this V cut became the standard millennia ago. This is the most efficient way to carve a letter out of a piece of stone. You are removing the least amount of stone to have a clearly visible letter. So if you've done a good job carving your letter, you're gonna have shadow on one side, light hitting the other side, and you'll have this down the middle. Indiana limestone, which this is like cutting butter. It is so nice and cooperative. Gray wacky, a whole nother deal. It is really, really dense, very hard. This is gray wacky, and so that's what the Kensington Runestone is made out of. The fact that gray wacky was chosen by the carver for leaving a memorial stone tells you they wanted something that was going to be permanent. I mean, as you know, last many, many, many hundreds of years. And unfortunately, it fell over and it got lost, but then found again.
Fun note, this was found in Kensington too.
The more I am able to look at, compare, examine, as I learn more Old Norse, I've taken Swedish classes too, that helps modern day Swedish. The more I learn, the more convinced I am that there's no way this is a hoax. Nobody could have faked what is on that stone.
So what do you think?
I can't. Yeah, I was like, I can't really comment. Like, I can just comment because I represent the museum. So,
Yeah.
I mean, here at the Runestone Museum, we definitely try to stay objective. We try to present information and let visitors decide for themselves if the runestone is authentic or not authentic. And we try to be transparent with this research and information. We're working right now on getting a newer 3D model of the runestone online so people can look at it from the comfort of their own homes. So we encourage research, we encourage curiosity, and we love that people get excited about history when they come and visit us here at the Runestone Museum.
Postcards is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota. Additional support provided by Margaret A. Cargill Philanthropies, Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farms, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota. On the web at shalomhillfarm.org. Alexandria, Minnesota, a year-round destination with hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for memorable vacations and events. More information at explorealex.com. The Lake Region Arts Council's Arts Calendar, an arts and cultural heritage funded digital calendar showcasing upcoming art events and opportunities for artists in West Central Minnesota. On the web at lrac4calendar.org. Playing today's new music plus your favorite hits, 96.7 Cram. Online at 967cram.com.